Now, we all know I'm a big fan of Kawhi Leonard. It's my favorite player. No other player I would put over him, honestly. Both two-way player, two-time champion, all the above. I don't need to go over the rest, but I will say this. In regards to what Gregg Popovich displayed going against the Spurs the other night, I think Gregg Popovich was wrong. Even though he did it for Kawhi, and that's his guy always. That's his favorite player too, as well, as he's stated many times. And regardless of all that, I still think Gregg Popovich was wrong, because you can't tell any fan what to do. They pay their hard-earned money and come there and watch games, and they have the right to boo. We have the right to boo. We have the right to cheer. Only thing we don't have the right to do, really, is to throw things, objects at players, who are playing, and try to hurt somebody. That's the only thing we're not obligated to do. As far as booing and cheering, that's our right. That's our privilege. That's our everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what we pay the games. That's what we pay to come there for, to see players we want to see. And when the other opposing team is not doing well, or the opposing team is trying to take our team out, which that's always the case, we get to boo and cheer however we choose to. Gregg Popovich can't control that. And, he says something about class. When we talk about class, all the times that I've heard Gregg Popovich speak to reporters and belittle them and act like what they're saying is stupid, and not show the respect of a reporter's job by interviewing you, whether you win or lose the game, post-game, pre-game, whatever, just being a dick, basically, and what he's always been. I can't believe that he's the one to actually use the word class. Because if we're talking about being class personified, that's no class at all. That's showing, that's showing a lot of negativity. That's not showing anything good. That's not showing that you're the appropriate type person that should be on TV, representing the NBA the right way in regards to being a NBA head coach for a team that you are hoping that wins a championship. Those are none of those things. And Gregg Popovich has been this for years. So to me, I understand where he comes from, where he says don't poke the bear and all that type stuff. But, if Kawhi is going to drop 30 or 40, basically like he did, he going to do that anyway. You see what I'm saying? I understand don't poke the bear, don't make him madder than what he already is. But, that's the fan's job, to poke the bear and maybe possibly poke him in a way where it affects his game, to where the fans get to him where he doesn't play as good as he usually does. So, I don't think the fans are wrong. I personally think Gregg Popovich is wrong. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard, though, for having a good game, especially for his team getting the win, which he cares about more than anything else. And hopefully, the Clippers continue to build on that. And hopefully, the Spurs with Victor Wemby, hopefully they continue to build on what they have and, take it to another level themselves, and be a better team themselves, hopefully. But, we can only hope for that. We can't say for sure that it's going to be that way or, possibly turn out that way. But even still, it doesn't really matter. You've got to, be better in that situation. I think Gregg Popovich wasn't the better man. I think he should have just let things ride. And I don't know if he's doing this because he thinks there's a chance that he can, lure Kawhi back to San Antonio because this is his last season or his last he's on the second year of his option of his contract, where he has the option to opt out of this team, which is the Clippers. After this year, they don't win the championship. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his sales pitch to get Kawhi to come back to San Antonio. Who knows? Who knows any of that? But honestly, I just think he was wrong in his approach. I think he was wrong in regards to what his approach was in regards to what he was trying to do, the message he was trying to send. And like I said, out of all people, you, Gregg Popovich, shouldn't be talking about the word class, because you have shown nothing but you've shown everything but class within your last 10 years of how you talk to reporters and how you belittle them and show them or make it seem like they're nobody compared to you. That you're the last person we want to hear from in that regard or anything on that level or anything of that nature. You're the last person we want to hear the word class from. So, I personally think the fans were fine. I hope that, Adam Silver doesn't take this to the heart and say, oh yeah, fans, maybe we need to do something different in regards to booing players, which I definitely think he's not going to, because it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's just, Gregg Popovich trying to control a game. He tries to control every little thing, and that's the problem that he's had with a lot of his players. He tried to control them more than actually just coach them. And, a form of control in coaching is good, but when you overdo it, it turns into a bad thing. And this is I'm not going to use this in regards to coaching, but this is a form of control here. You're trying to control the crowd like these people, every single one of them in the stands, like they have to listen to you because you're Gregg Popovich and you're yelling on the microphone, show some class while a man is shooting a free throw just because he's your favorite player. No, that's not right. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And honestly, I personally think Gregg Popovich should get fined for that, or maybe a fine and a 1-game suspension. I don't know. So he won't do some stupid antics like that again, because Gregg Popovich does things because he know he can get away with it. Just like he started the load management thing a long time ago, where he sat his players intentionally and basically spit in the face of the NBA and said, damn you, I'm going to do what I want to do because it's my world and you have to conform to me because my guys are winning championships at that time and we bring a lot of the ratings to the NBA. And that's just the cockiness that he has in him. But I definitely think that'll come back to haunt him. But personally, I think at bare minimum, he should be fined, and they should go from there with that. But that's my take on everything. Leave any comments, and we'll talk about it.